Hey guys, this is going to be a little bit of a crash course on how to draw humans in any position. And we're going to be using the gesture drawing method. What that looks like is essentially drawing a stick figure with some key differences. So as you can see here, I have a circle for the head, a line for the neck, and a line across the shoulders. But then at the ends of the shoulders, you're going to see two circles. Whenever you're doing gesture drawing, you need to put a circle anywhere that there's a joint, anywhere that your body bends or has like a hinge. So think your shoulders, your elbows, your hips, your knees, your ankles, your wrists, all of those need a circle. And you're going to draw the lines, you're going to draw the line leading to the circle, and then the next line. Don't draw a straight line all the way across for the arm and then add a circle right in the middle for the elbow. We need to show that it bends there, and our arms aren't usually just stuck out perfectly straight. They have a little bit of a change in angle in our arms typically. So moving on, you're going to keep going down the spine and to the hips, and you're going to draw a line across the hips, but also two big joints. These are the biggest joints in our body, so they need to be the biggest circles that you've got. And make sure those circles are touching. They should come together on this particular style. Then you're going to do from the hip to the knee and from the knee to the ankle. And for your feet and hands, we're just going to draw some little triangles or little panels. We're not too worried about the hands right now. Do the same thing for your upper arm from shoulder to elbow, and then elbow to wrist, little panels for your hands. And this stick figure is the base that you have, or base that you need for gesture drawing. Now this can be used for any type of body position, and it really helps you to get the proportions right before you start adding muscles, as well as to help you envision whenever you're trying to draw someone in a certain position, what they're supposed to look like and what is physically capable of the human body. You'll see here that on my shoulders and my hip lines that they are going to be angled this time. And this is intentional because we don't normally stand just like robots perfectly straight facing forward. We stand at angles or shift our weight. The person I'm drawing is going to be leaning most of their weight onto one foot, so their hips are going to be at an angle, and they're going to have a little bit of sass to them, so their shoulders are going to be at an angle too, as they rest one hand on their hip. This is another benefit to using the gesture drawing method, because you can capture different angles that a person is standing at and make them look more natural, as well as you can show with these different angled shoulders and hip lines if someone is turned away from us, the viewer. Obviously, this doesn't quite look like a real human yet. It still looks like a stick figure, but that's okay. The point is for this to create a base for us to work from. So we come in and we kind of erase that out so that it's just a very light version that we see remaining. And then we're going to start adding our muscles. I personally like to start with the hips and legs because that is the biggest muscle in our body. So you curve around that hip circle and then kind of pinch as you get closer into the knee. Now feel the muscles of your own leg and feel where the majority of the meat to the muscle is. It's usually on the back. Same thing for your calves. So if I take this leg on the left and make it face forward, we're going to see a little bit of bump to the left and right of the muscle because we're seeing the muscle that goes behind the leg. But on the leg to the right, the shin bone, the front of the leg is straight. It's mainly bone versus the back of the leg is where we have the bump, the muscle. Then it pinches as it gets towards the angle, and then just add your little shape of your foot. Now for the arms, it's a similar story in that our upper arms are always going to be a little bit bigger than our forearms. So thighs are bigger than our calves, upper arms are bigger than our forearms. So it should be a little bit thicker, pinch towards the elbow. And it's not quite as dramatic as our calves, but we do have one side of our arms that are more flat because of our bones rather than the other side that has more muscle. So just pay attention to the orientation of your arms as well. Hands should just be little shapes. Don't worry about those right now. You're going to go over top of the shoulders until you hit the neck and leave a little bit of muscle for the neck. My head was more of a circle, but in reality our heads are more like ovals, so make sure you elongate that enough. And then I left the middle, the core of the body for last for a particular reason, and that is that we have a rib cage. So we always need to make sure we are leaving space for that rib cage. Some people do it different ways. You can just do an oval to remind yourself to go around that rib cage, pinch a little bit at the waist before curving back around the hips. So once you learn how to do that, you can erase that back and make it more precise, with the idea in mind being that you can get a little bit closer to something like what this is going to turn into. Now, if you are more advanced in this already, no problem. If you are just learning this, then that's great too, because now you've got a foundation to start with. The rest of the video has your assignment, which is to draw along with me on these 5 different images of people, and you're going to use the gesture drawing method, first with your stick figure, then with adding the muscles, and then I'm going to push you a step further to try and add just a little bit of detail of the clothing that the person is wearing. Don't go crazy, just add a little bit. And then at the end, you'll see that I go through and add a little bit more detail to help you guys with that. I'm going to start off with the basic gesture drawing and sketched in muscles, and then again at the end I will help with the more specific details, kind of fine-tuning it. But you can go at your own pace. I've got the video sped up to 2 times the original pace, so if you need to slow it down or speed it up, do whatever works for you. And if you need help, as always, let me know. Good luck and have fun!